Beside me is a very serious car for very serious people. Its emblem is synonymous with wealth and power and success. The Mercedes-Benz E-Class has been in production since the early 90s, but its roots stretch back decades farther. And throughout it all, it has contended in one of the most cutthroat segments in the automotive marketplace. This car is designed to steal shoppers from BMW and Audi and keep them in Mercedes-Benz cars forever. But before we get into this review, please remember to like and subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel. If you have any thoughts, questions, or stories of your own to share, we'd love to read them in the comments. Today I'm driving a 2020 E350 sedan with 4MATIC all-wheel drive. It's painted black, and it kind of makes me feel like a limo driver. In the past year, I've had electric blue Jaguars, Range Rovers with bright red interiors, that stunning drop-top LC that Cliff reviewed a few weeks ago. Compared to those cars, this one is stealthy. It blends in a crowd. The E-Class has style that doesn't shout. It speaks softly, but it carries a big stick. Take a long enough look and it's clear that this car is not your everyday Uber. It has presence. Take the 18-inch 5-spoke wheels. They're not flashy, but they fill the wheel wells nicely. The LED running lights, LED headlights, and LED taillights pop. There's no open maw of a grille, just a pair of strong chrome bars running across its width and a big 3-pronged star in the middle. There's nothing jovial about this design, nothing cheerful, nothing funny, nothing gregarious. It's just serious business. Close the door, close the hood, close the trunk. They all land with that satisfying thud. This is a well-built machine. You can get an E-Class with a 603 horsepower bi-turbo V8. You can get an E-Class with a 429 horsepower turbocharged straight 6, complete with a 48-volt hybrid system, good for another 21 horsepower. Maybe you want the E-Class with a 362 horse bi-turbo V6, or maybe you want this one, the wee little 2-liter turbo 4-cylinder with 255 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. It may not be a fire breather, but Mercedes has paired this engine with a 9-speed automatic transmission and tuned the powertrain to give you smooth and confident acceleration, whether you're pulling away from a stoplight or passing a tractor-trailer at 75 miles per hour. I wouldn't say it's fast, but it is enough. And it's right in line with the competition. 7 more horsepower than what you'll find in the base level BMW 5 Series and Audi A6, with just as much torque as the Audi and more than the Beamer. If you want more power in a luxury midsize without incurring a higher price tag, you'll have to look to the Lexus ES. Climb inside and... God, that is a good sounding door. We'll climb inside and welcome to the Batcave. It's a good thing that we have the sunroof open. That's a $1,000 option, because otherwise it is incredibly dark in here. Black headliner above black leather upholstery and this natural grain black ash wood trim, it all adds to the very serious nature of this car. And although our video producer, Elliot, vehemently disagrees, I find that this dark interior doesn't make for the most inviting atmosphere. Now luckily, Mercedes does offer the E-Class with lighter interior colors, including a beautiful nut brown and a macchiato beige, the latter of which can be optioned with my personal favorite, a yacht blue Napa leather for a 2-tone look along the dash and at the belt line. Now, unfortunately, that yacht blue will cost you nearly an additional $3,000, which begs the question, how much is too much to pay for optional exterior paint or interior upholstery colors? The E-Class may look like an Uber Black, but it's still designed more for the driver than the passenger. The front seat offers plenty of space, but the back is tight when compared with the competition. The trunk is smaller too, at just 13.1 cubic feet. You get more from a Mazda 3 sedan. And then we've got the seats. Now, these are very stiff, but they're supportive, and they'll keep your posture healthy, particularly over really long drives. Mercedes is famous for making seats that do this, and famously good at making seats that do this. The problem is that they're not quite as comfortable as what you might find in a BMW or a Lexus on a shorter drive. You know, they're almost too stiff, almost too supportive. So while these will perform beautifully on a 4 or 5 hour stint behind the wheel, you might want something that's a bit more comfortable for a 45-minute stint behind the wheel. The first time driving a Mercedes after a while demands some adjustment, because Mercedes just does things differently. Take the gear selector, for instance. It's up here where your windshield wipers are supposed to be, and your windshield wipers are over here where your lights are supposed to be, and the lights move down here, where admittedly plenty of other automakers have started putting them. And the seat adjustments, they're up here on the door. This location just makes sense when you think about it, because I can see what I'm doing. I don't have to rely on my rear end to kind of feel it out. Unfortunately, the lumbar support is still on the side of the seat, and I'm sure someone out there absolutely hates it, but I like having the drive mode selector up on this stalk too. It frees up some space in the middle of the car and feels better to use than buttons or a dial. And once you've got it in drive, the E-Class lives up to its legacy. Although this car isn't exactly fast, it moves smoothly. It's quiet, and the 9-speed automatic transmission never misses a beat. It never hunts for a gear. The E-Class feels weighty, but never weighed down. That is until you reach a curve. In eco and comfort driving modes, the E-Class leans through bends like a rhino on a racetrack. Our car has the optional lowered suspension with selective damping, but it doesn't have the top-of-the-line air body control air suspension system. And the result is a smooth ride, but a fair bit of body roll. Switch to Sport or Sport Plus. The excessive roll fades and the gearing moves to keep the E-Class in its power band for longer. In his written review of this car, Clifford Atiyeh related the E-Class in comfort mode to a lazy Newfoundland snoozing on a porch, but ready to jump when asked. Head to CarGurus to read the whole review. He's 100% right. The E-Class is loaded with tech hiding behind Mercedes' Command infotainment software that is becoming rapidly outdated thanks to the company's new MBUX system. This doesn't employ a touchscreen, but between the voice controls, the rotary knob and touchpad between the front seats, and the dual touchpads on the steering wheel, there are multiple ways to get comfortable with Command. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto come standard, although the touchpads are not great for controlling either one. Bluetooth is also standard, and we've got a Burmester stereo that absolutely kicks. But if you want advanced safety features that are quickly becoming standard in much of the automotive marketplace, expect to pay extra. Our car stickers for nearly $63,000, and does that get us adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, a head-up display? No, no, and no. Mercedes offers all those features on the E-Class, they just don't come as standard equipment. We do have the parking assistance package, a $1,290 option that includes a very crisp and impressive surround view camera system. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. In the end, I cannot say that the Mercedes-Benz E-Class is anything other than a masterfully engineered and beautifully crafted luxury sedan. And that 3-pointed star still means quality and excellence. And know that if you put one of these in your driveway, it will have meant that you've bought an exceptional vehicle. Also know that it means you've paid for that 3-pointed star, because a $60,000 Mercedes just will not give you the same toys and options and features that you get from a $60,000 Audi or Lexus or Genesis. What you buy when you buy Mercedes is quality and heritage and status and that beautiful sound every time you shut a door. Thanks for watching. For more videos, be sure to subscribe to the CarGurus YouTube channel. Cliff, Chris, and I, we love reading your comments. We love reading most of your comments. And we're excited to bring you more videos of new cars. So thank you again, and we'll see you next time.